Starting things off with the Exxon Tiger on a beach ball. I like it because it almost has the Italian colors, which then brings us back to Tony the Tiger, who's actually an Italian-American. Here's that Exxon Tiger on a really cool-looking striped baseball. He's going to strike out. Here's Tony the Tiger. We found out that Tony the Tiger and the Exxon Tiger have sued each other. Apparently, Tony is first, I believe, by just a couple years, but the look of the Exxon, I don't know. It's a whole thing. They're both very similar. They coexisted for years, and then they started battling. That's why we went out to an Exxon and bought some Frosted Flakes, which was the crossover we needed. Here's another Tiger baseball. This is the three tenors at Tiger Stadium. There's the three tenors: Placido Domingo, Luciano Pavarotti, and Jose Carrera. These three were a super group from 1990 to 2003. They were like the ultimate opera trio. If you saw the Seinfeld episode of The Doll, that's the one where every time they talk about the three tenors, they say Placido Domingo, Pavarotti, and the other guy, because they could never remember Jose's name. There's an episode of Animaniacs that they appear in, and they showed up on Celebrity Deathmatch to have a match against the Three Stooges. Unfortunately for the three tenors, the Three Stooges won when Curly did one of those nose grab things and literally ripped off Pavarotti's face. That was a fun show. I miss that. Those are good times. You had like announcers at ringside and then weird looking clay versions of your favorite celebrities doing remarkably gruesome cartoony things. They made a game for PS2. We should pop that out sometime and try it. I know Mr. T is on it, and Tommy Lee, the singer from Motley Crue or whatever. I made a Ron Howard within the game because you could make your own celebrity. Ron Howard was pretty easy to do. Here's a teddy bear in a Detroit Tigers outfit. Traitor. Look at that traitor. This is TC Bear, the mascot of the Minnesota Twins. TC for Twin Cities. And there he is, popping out balls. He's what's called a ball popper. You'd squeeze him and the ball would pop out of his mouth. Look at this monstrosity. It looks like every day that bear's like, I'm in such pain. This is like Sid's toys from Toy Story. Who did this to this bear? Why did you do this to him? This is from Towson. This is the schedule, and we've got the tiger, and I love everything about the layout. We've got our all-star basketball player. He's looking at us, right? He's checking us out. The one girl, she's looking up at him. The tiger is looking down at her, and then the one other girl is all by herself. I mean, the basketball player's looking at us saying, maybe you could come to the dance with me. And then the tiger's looking down at me like, I'll settle for her. You can't talk about tigers in sports without mentioning the Tiger electronic handhelds, particularly the basketball game. I always love these. Bleep, 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 bleep. But you see, you're like, how did we like this? How was this? But that's all we had. You know, it's like we had no phone. So we were like, I'm going to play Mortal Kombat. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like stick figures going like this. And, you know. I mean, they bring it back, though. There definitely is, like, there's a nostalgia factor, but it's one of those things that I feel like if you didn't grow up with this and you're handed this, you look at it, what is this? Why am I being punished with this thing? Terrifying. All right, so I thought this was mismatched. This is Tony the Tiger and Ernie the Keebler Elf. I was like, well, they don't go together. I'm sure they're owned by the same conglomerate, but they don't belong together. But here they are as a salt and pepper shaker set. But do they belong together? I didn't think so. But then I dug deeper and I found them. Here they are in their coffin, lying side by side for all eternity. It's clearly the package they came in. This is clearly a thing that Kellogg's was like, I don't know, maybe there was a deal for a while where they were like, we're making EL Fudge Frosted Flakes or something. I don't know what happened, but they decided to make a salt and pepper shaker. Why salt and pepper? Which one is salt? Like, I'm at somebody's house, I pick up Tony the Tiger, I'm expecting maybe sugar's going to come out of it. I don't know what the heck's going to come out of Ernie the Elf. I got this one. And he's got a pencil sharpener in him, which I've never fully understood why. Here's a wonderful vintage item, this Animal Salt and Pepper Shaker. I love this. Like, you'd push the button and the bottom would swirl around and crush some pepper, crush some salt, grind it out and get it on your food. Here is the display item. I love this. This must have been like a movement in the 70s. Everybody was looking at it, they're like, I got to try this thing out. They were like, no problem. We've got a display one right here. Okay. I mean, I'm sold, obviously. The same company also put out this set, which is wild. So we've got our salt and pepper. We've also got a cow to hold our creamer. And then we've got this weird thing that looks like a blender from like a dollhouse. And that's for your sugar. And by that, I mean you put sugar in it, not like, you know, you're like, hey, sugar, this is my present for you. I bought you this. I know you like dollhouses. They made these for different states. So if you were on vacation, you went into those gift shops, you were like, I don't need an ashtray. I have too many. I don't need one of those little things you would put your change in. It's shaped like a beer mug, but flat, or shaped like a foot. I don't need one of those today. I need this. Here's another one they did for New York State. Now, this has the I Heart New York logo, which was created by Milton Glaser. And I actually corresponded with him because he also did the logo for Sesame Place. So I wrote to him and asked him if he ever met Jim Henson, what memories he had about the park. And he told me some things. Very, very cool. Very nice man. I believe he's passed away since. But he created that I Heart New York logo, which is the simplest logo of them all. But it's been around forever now. We all instantly recognize it. It's so smart. And then he did this one too. The Demon Deacons. What's going on? He looks like a guy that's mad he's too big to be a leprechaun. I found some really cool Exxon Tiger hats. I've been wearing the same hat for a long time. I'm thinking maybe it's time to upgrade. This could be it. This, though, I feel like would only be worn by one man. Captain Kangaroo. I feel like it would match so perfectly with his outfit. I mean, I like this. I don't think it has like a super long brim like that kid in the Sandlot. I think that's just forced perspective, but I love it. This I want. That's cool. And I always like when they got the strap up there. That was, I think, to put your glasses. You'd somehow hook your glasses to your hat. My God, you look like you're the Surgeon General of Exxon. Like you've got the little, they call it scrambled eggs, but it's supposed to be like, you know, like your Julius Caesar with those like olive branches or whatever coming across the brim of your hat. You exude authority when you put on that hat. 1.5 million hours working safe over the last 10 million hours. I like that. Could wear that too. I don't know if that's stolen valor because I didn't have any of those safe hours. Like somebody would be like, hey, you didn't work at Exxon. A gift from your friendly nearby fill in the blank. I like this. This is one of those cardboard car things you'd put on your windshield. I think that's classy. And there's one for the Detroit Tigers. Coming back to Tigers again. I like this. I think this is also, if you're a fan of the Detroit Tigers, this is selling. And on a hot summer day, man, your steering wheel's going to be nice and cool when you go up to grab it. He's just waving at us with a giant hand, by the way. And he's flying a plane across a Frisbee. It's the Exxon Tiger. Look at Ernie. I remember I mailed away for this. This was when bobbleheads made their big comeback, and they were like, well, we needed to have more than one purpose, so it'll sharpen your pencils, which is good. Because I feel like if you had like 2 of these on a desk, let's say you're a teacher, and you've got on your desk Ernie and Albert Einstein, right? And you're like, oh man, I love both my bobblehead dolls. And then you're like, you know what? We don't have enough room. I got to have just one. You'd be like, well, sorry, Einstein, you can't sharpen my pencil. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, and why wouldn't you? Please, be like the Fonz, give it a thumbs up. If you give it a thumbs up, what happens? You clicking that thumbs up button means that YouTube sees that and they share it with more people. So please, you do it, and hopefully the person who sees it because you did it also does it, and this video goes on and on. Has the camera been crooked the entire video? Well, that's going to do it for this one. In a moment, a video is going to pop up over here where I define what a honcho is in a parking lot at an abandoned Sears. And I did this after I went and bought some Frosted Flakes at an Exxon Mart, which I thought was the most important thing we've ever done on this channel. So really, you could click that one or pick what YouTube decides is best for you. Maybe they know you better. I mean, How could they? Because really, clearly this is tailor-made just for this audience. But if not, choose this one. Either way, I'll see you tomorrow. We're talking cardboard sunshades.